was expecting. Too slow.
Once we step onto that bridge, we'll be easy targets.
Then we better move quickly. Come on then, what are you waiting for? Castle, then.
I don't see any other way. no bounds. We cannot allow it to spread any further.
Then we won't. Focus, Joshua. We're not done yet.
should. Save your strength for another
You don't want to know. There's no end to them. The whole bloody army's here. Stand back, Joshua. I'm summoning Ifrit.
Stop, Clive. You mustn't. We still have a long way to go. If you tap your strength here, you'll have none left to destroy the heart.
Then you'd rather die? Jill!
She's not alone.
Surprised to see us.
spotted you.
Gav. He told us exactly where you'd be. Even sniffed out a crack in the castle wall. And when we saw the heavens come crashing down, we had no choice but to believe him. It's been quite a day.
To what do we owe this honor?
A debt I would see repaid.
Prince Dion. It's good to see you well.
So, this must be Ifrit. Your uncle bade me give you a message. Listen to your heart, and guide your steel true. Your father would expect no less. That is all.
Thank you.
For everything, Your Highness.
Dion, please.
You do realize the only thing we've freed so far is this wall from its foundations, right? Now, if your lord and ladyship's quite finished...
Well said, Gav. We have work to do.
Don't suppose there's out I can say to make you change your mind. Nan won't take kindly to losing her best customer.
And we wouldn't want to anger old Nan.
You mean... Let me show you me wares. Righto, here you go. Is there out else you need? You've got everything you need then? Finished! I think. Is all done then? No. You've got everything you need then?
I couldn't have made it this far without you, Torgal.
Each parting brings the hope of reunion. I missed you, Clive.
I missed you too.
If Sid were here today, I reckon he'd be proud of you, Clive.
He'd be proud of us all.
There is still much I would learn of your tale, once this day is done. Until then, all who might come between me and such knowledge...
I do not envy them.
You see, Clive, we're not alone. If we are to win the day, we must all play our part. And ours. Ours lies beyond those doors.
We've fought long and hard for this moment. Sid's dream, our dream, is within our grasp.
We need only endure this final trial, and we shall. Together.
You all know what it is that awaits us beyond this gate. And we shall face it together.
Aye.
It seems our host would rather we remain. I will stay them.
We will stay them. Go!
Just don't keep us waiting.
Thank you.
Welcome, sons of fire.
No! Come back.
What?
Joshua! Joshua! Wake up!
Clive, is that you? This isn't stone here.
Welcome to our darkness. A rift between worlds wherein your kind might reflect.
Show yourself!
Grave and many are the sins of man. And we would have you know them. All of them. As fate has seen fit to deliver you home, consider this our welcoming gift.
It would seem we are trapped.
And the only way out is through Ultima. We find him, and we leave.
If you are to comprehend the full extent of your transgressions, we must go back to the beginning. When the world was still young, we visited upon it a miracle, magic, and in its light did all life flourish. Yet the price for this boon would prove heavy. A pall descended upon the land, painting the horizon black as night. Though we labored to forestall its spread, in this one endeavor we stood powerless. And so we fled, that we might endure, that we might discover a means of salvation.
But if it was magic that caused the blight, what of the mother crystals?
I expect he'll tell us soon enough.
Salvation, alas, was not readily to be had. First, we would require a land unvisited by the stain of corruption. An unprecedented journey lay before us, one beyond the limits of our fleshly bodies, and so we cast them off. Thus, stripped to our very spirit, did we find our new paradise. A land as pure as driven snow, Valisthea. There would the true work begin, for the black crept yet behind us. And soon did we arrive at a solution, the illness having spread to every organ. There was but one escape from this fate, to start afresh.
With a new world. The one for which Barnabas labored. A paradise free from the blight where his God awaits. And where, if we only forfeit our wills and abandon everything we hold dear, humanity can join him. So, Ultima would have us follow in the footsteps of the king.
And follow we shall. For now.
To forge a new world would require not only power, but a constitution strong enough to wield it. Acquiring the first would be simple. Untouched by the blight, Valisthea was replete with ether, and we had only to place jewels in her crown to claim it. Acquiring the second, however, demanded creativity. And so I cast forth the seeds of humanity.
You created us.
Is that not what gods do? We sowed the seeds for you, Muthos, all that you might one day blossom. And our future thus secured, we thought to slumber, though that would prove a grave mistake. For it was as we slept that man committed his greatest sin. He awoke. Alone in a world bereft of his God's radiance, he stumbled blindly, desperate for guidance. Finding no light, he sought to kindle his own, and from that single errant impulse was his will born. Having discovered himself at last, man turned his eyes inward and found he desired evermore that which only magic might afford. So wars were waged and brothers slain for custody over that dwindling resource, and the land, she wept tears of black.
He would condemn us for this. Surely he cannot be so blind to his own hypocrisy.
Not blind, just unwilling to admit the truth. But we're one and the same. Is that
Ifrit, or what's left of him?
Long have our ashes lain cold for want of a spark. Cast your eyes upon them and see what you must become. Valisthea cannot endure a second claim upon her being. The avarice of man drives her ever closer to destruction, but she may yet be saved by you. It is what you were born to do, why we nursed you and fed you, as your own mother should have. And now that you are fully grown, our Muthos, it is time at last for you to serve your purpose.
to right your wrongs? If our sin is wanting to survive, then you are as marked by it as we are. The fault is yours. Our wills were born because you... abandoned us. And now, you would have us forfeit them. All for a place in your new paradise.
Do you imagine yourselves worthy of one? Mankind has no place in our world. Is this truly so difficult to comprehend? We only ever require you, Muthos, when the time comes to bid this wretched realm farewell. None shall follow, none shall remain.
What do you mean, none?
This is our world. Once the land's rebirth is complete, humanity will have served its purpose. Why would we continue to suffer that which has caused us so much vexation?
Because the land doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us all! What?
That is where you are mistaken. You own nothing but your precious will.
Brother.
I can't do this alone.
And you don't have to.
I grow weary of your dissent. Now you must learn that this master will not tolerate disobedience.
My friends. My family. We have all suffered. All fought to survive. This world may be flawed. It may be broken. But it's all we have. And if we can't share it, I see only one other choice. You have to go.
You may have created us, Ultima. But it's time we lived on our own terms. This isn't your world anymore. It's ours.
Bow down, offenders, hearts be stained. Such foul attaint may not be sublimed through gain-standing. Only with heads hung low is penance paid. O wretched mortals incapable even of contrition, in fitting season shall we reap our harvest. gifted this chance. And still you would raise your hand against the Lord.
What now? The darkness bends. He means to end us.
It wouldn't be the first time. But let's make it his last.
Your fate is inexorable. Surrender the vessel unto the darkness. Surrender it unto us. Kneel before us.
Too late.
Prostrate yourselves. countless generations have we awaited. This moment. Your struggles have made you strong, yet your soul remains heavy with sin. Absolution is nigh. Repent, and all shall be forgiven.
Tell me, Clive, how many lives have you saved since taking my name?
Fewer than we have ruined. Wherever we go, we leave a sea of tears in our wake.
These are the wages of your will, son.
What good are our choices when all they ever bring, all they will ever bring, is death?
There's no atoning, Clive. No matter how hard you try.
So why not leave it all behind?
Leave it all behind.
Clive!
Please, won't somebody save me? Won't anybody love me?
I yearn, yet still she is not mine. Have I not given enough?
From will is born desire, and it is this which consumes you, rendering you incomplete.
Do you not see how the world bends and warps under the weight of your hungering hearts? What if it could all just go away?
Just go away.
None of this is real. Wake up. It's time to go home, Clive.
Clive.
That's right. You're my brother.
Brother.
Come. Remember who you are.
Clive.
Once more, lest you forget.
My name is Clive. Clive Rossfield. Look, Ultima.
Even here, the light of the vessel's will cannot be quenched. And the Phoenix, his trespass should not have been possible. Not possible unless he has been with Muthos all along. The mark of the Phoenix, emblazoned upon his heart, made manifest by the power of will alone. The power of creation. Can it be? Are their wills truly so potent?
Are you still talking?
This is no mere evolution, it is deviation. And herefrom does Logos rise.
Damn it, Clive. Wake up.
That.
Sorry to wake you, but I think it may be time to leave. This place.
And once again, does my creation stray from the path laid before it? Steeped in conceit, you fancy yourself a god. You embrace Logos. But we will put an end to this hubris.
What are you talking about?
In the halls of origin does our true power quicken. And there shall you be made complete. Soon, Mythos, soon you will discover how little you know of suffering. And so the crystals are no more. Yet in their silence, a new song rings. Its chorus building, a crescendo as it enters its final movement, stirring those long aslumber to waking. And back to their origin.
Bloody crystal's cracked. So where the hell are they? Oh, fuck me.
Is that ether?
What in good Grieger's name is going on?
This is wrong.
Are we back?
Clive! Joshua!
Jill!
Is everyone all right?
We're fine. What happened?
Too much to explain here.
Mate! We're leaving! Now! Everyone, fall back to the ship!
I will be with you anon.
Thank you. need to tell everyone what happened at Drake's Spine, then I'm going to need Otto's help.
What do I owe the honor? For saying Fornian, do you? No scratches, all right? That it? Fine.
Still alive, are you? Go on, then. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
I have wronged so many. Ruined thousands of lives.
There's something about it.
Origin, he called it. But the origin of what?
It's the end, is what it is.
Did you know that it was I who convinced His Imperial Highness to join you instead?
Origin, he called it. But the origin of what?
still alive, I see. Something tells me that eyesore on the horizon is your...
It's a long story.
Right.
Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Valisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well...
The Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire...
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the curse breakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we going to manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Enthroned in
from divers.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there.
Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take generations. Centuries of suffering. And that is if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. You certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Take as much time as you need, brother.
Say your farewells, and let us be gone.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten it. What is it this time, Torgal? Something tells me this is no mere adventure.
First the skies.
Oh! Oh, what is it? There's no one like our Nan. Your lad's worth double that. And I've never looked back.
It's hardly everything.
And I will. I promise. You can... You take care now.
Say what you will. Maybe Karen has seen our...
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's where. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want my iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he was looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you?
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all.
Your kindness is appreciated.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you.
Where to then, Torgal?
What do you think happened to me?
Sid, you have to help us.
With what?
No. Well,
It's Miss Mididol. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
when she is, she acts like we aren't even there.
In the clouds.
That's what I said. In the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind.
Not long ago.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? Don't listen to her.
But who's gonna put Miss Mididol back together?
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that. She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning. Mid.
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under me. If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will.
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so the Fallen had their chance. But not me. I've just, well...
And is that a one...
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise... But if her godfathers are first, I'll need oil. And not then, I'll need some bone. Or shell.
If it's beast bones you're after...
No, they'll know where you might...
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Has the doll mentioned a new project yet?
Not exactly.
I will not let them be fooled. Sid.
Of course.
It is not. My name is Herman. I wish to be deployed to...
No, I will not send good men and women to... Why would you...
I need to retrieve. I was raised, or rather... It was not a place of nurture. We were tortured, and few of us...
I can't imagine.
I lost, but they must be remembered. The Institute was...
You were a good, but the fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid.
Too dangerous for you. I'll go to Bad Bach and find the...
You will?
I won't let... You can stop.
Be the great.
All right.
May them.
The hour fast approaches. My decision is made. You said it yourself. He must be.
He must.
I await your word.
Ah, Clive. This is it then, brother. Indeed.
You're wrong.
Of course.
Joshua, what's wrong?
I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found
his will.
In the crypt, beneath, after Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from...
I'm surprised anything survived down there.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience.
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well.
All right, Torgal. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west. Why don't we try the rookery? I haven't been to the island in almost 20 years. To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there.
You all right? About that. Oi! Let's see. You off then?
Hmm? Huh.
Thank you, Uncle.
As for down here... Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks.
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive.
From what little I saw.
But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have... Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and we must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. The realm's armies, and her... As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some... And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that... In short...
But how would what...
The armies, my boy. As I told you already. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the... But I do know someone the High Commanders have...
I thought he was retired.
He was. Until an Akashic army and as luck...
Of course, yeah.
And he's agreed to help. Havel has always been a man of... I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course. But the old goat... You don't mind?
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will... And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person...
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course.
Excellent.
No.
Sid.
By all means.
It's my old master. And something else.
How did she come?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of... And even better for her.
Leaving the bearers to be...
Sid, and while I'm well aware that I can't let those...
Will be needed.
Does that...
I'm making an and we stay no longer than we have.
Thank you, Sid. There was a Nick Chadwick. Another of my former... The thought of him...
He must be very...
He was.
Then we find...
The entrance to the prison... We should head there as quickly.
As do I do.
Sid,
It depends.
A bearer, but recently freed from it. As you know, the work we do is not easy.
I don't mind, but...
Because our ranks are filled with men and women, but scouting, we're few with the nose for that. And since he accompanies you on so...
Sounds right.
So you're happy to oversee the...
One can never...
True, I'll let the initiate know that you... And that he is to...
No time.
No time.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer. Vivian, and I'll be happy.
Thank you, but tracking...
Please, it's only...
You are allowed. I spoke with Hippocrates.
If you say so.
Forgive, but this...
All right, Sid.
Only if you want. Mid needs a piece of light, but...
Most bones are the same. If it's durability you're looking...
I do. Well, any old...
Well, but don't expect to make...
I'll keep that...
How are you doing? Anything catch your eye? Think you can help?
There's something about it.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Ah, Clive, my boy.
Hippocrates. I've been charged.
And you seek out one whose name I have not?
Right is all, but she didn't.
And yet... Clive, I fear she asks the impossible.
The executors.
Coveters of secrets. A clandestine organization committed to the collection and one such text being a tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become wide, or so rumor has it. I've never actually read the thing.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why? They lurk in the shadow,
which would explain
by the hand of the...
But what drive?
Fine, sadly, you may just as soon...
In my hunt was... What was Vivian expecting?
Not from thin air, no. Rumors of the executors are but rather less so across... Alas, but though he did not mention it by name, if you were, by some chance, able to...
Very well, I'll be sure to... still here. After all these years. Lots more than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious.
You two go on without me. I doubt that boat will hold a third.
If you're sure, we won't be long. Hop in, boy. This place hasn't changed at all. Well, the rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well, well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal. For never giving up. For never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming. I think I know where we're going. People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home. Sorry for the wait. We're ready. It's oil. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all. This should be enough. It's over. Let's go. That's it. Too slow. Here we are again. Carava. If you were a tortoise, Torgor, where would you hide? This is no time to ride. Good girl. Faster!
Have care.
It looks like we found him. Nice try. I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
Here to help me pack. Thanks, but I'll be traveling.
You're really good?
I am, but
if it's with...
It's the children. And if I leave them here, they surely will. I can think of only one place where they are.
Of course.
Thank you.
Lubor!
What is it, Ferda?
There's been a flood in the Velcroy. The League of Outlaws and...
What?
Every last one of...
Bandits are one thing. But Akashic, we need to... The Akashic may strike at any moment. Well?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, check the children. Tell them to...
Understood.
I'll do it.
What's an Akashic?
Listen to me.
Or told me that.
You need to evacuate. Know your place, Bearer.
Why do they always have to make such a...
What do you want?
To pass up. There's been an ether. The camp with the soak, they're no longer just bad. You need to begin...
Oh, do we?
Lubor, perhaps? You may believe.
But why would he lie about us?
If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been a great one. He might...
Lord, Lubor cannot...
You may not trust me. If there is...
There isn't, Nabil.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Ferda. Sid. I went to warn Conrad and Nat. They've convinced them a bloody fool, which means the town... But I can. You only have...
I appreciate...
Sid!
Victor.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need, and Lubor is...
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't tire. And they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There will be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, Bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
It's you who should run!
Run, Bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes!
Go on, then.
Go on,
Just go.
Lubor. Wait. Someone's coming. No.
Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad? And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain. The ether flooded the place until the League of... Now they're all turned.
They are. With the bandits, we at least knew when these creatures come. Dalamil will... The town guard will muster at the north. Both forces will provide men to... And as soon as it has been, Conrad can...
Always.
I leave this... And the command of our men...
Consider as you...
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people... And tell the merchants not to waste time... As long as we... Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts...
Very well.
Where do I fit into this?
Where else? I would like you to travel to the... Main host is most likely still there.
A little gut. Luckily.
So, all right, now it's...
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
Ready, go?
There it is. The flood. But what's waiting for us inside?
Whoa!
We can't leave a single one alive. biggest it. I should get back to Dal.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
Lubo?
Clyde!
It's done.
Thank you.
Friends, and we need not fear the victor.
Lubo, after all you have done...
But we did. We only...
We need you, Lubo.
So, you do remember...
We do. It is a stain on...
I see. But I will...
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do if the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not... Unity is the key to defending Dalimil. When that time comes...
Of course.
And... you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here, and any bearer within our walls shall be afforded this. They will not be judged by what they are.
As we failed to...
We agree to your
condition. Well then. How fickle fate can be. Not so... And now, here.
Lubo.
Fear not. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children.
Can't have them.
Good day. Farewell, traveller. Good day. Here you are. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. Of course. Go safely.
Your Grace?
Cyril.
Yes. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive
the day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. The complete
emancipation of But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those, with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins. Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of...
It's a pity only they are still with...
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father, but one at least remains. And she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
This is the required tree. An archive where we of the Undying collect.
The Undying are not the only secret fellowship in this realm, you know. There are others, each working for their own ends. Why, not so very long ago, a society committed to discovering how one might cast magics without a catalyst was found to be operating throughout Valisthea. They were denounced as heretics, rooted out, and driven from our shores, never to be seen again.
My lord, I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty.
My lady, what exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished article, but with his grace long since gone. You are grown men now, and while I would not presume to insist upon your... I know that nothing would have pleased him more.
Thank you.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am...
Do you know where we might find this?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon. It is found in the bellies of Elder Griff. We do at least know where to find one. A certain
specimen.
You are most perceptive. In fact, this is the very same... Were you to slay it...
What say you?
What else? Titan's Wake is to... south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
Lord Marquis.
What is it?
One of us. He sent an out.
Was he so...
No. The object of his study was a savior cult, an ancient religion that by gaining...
And so you sent one of your brothers...
Fully cognizant of the risk, I entrusted the mission to... Though he has been yet, it seems... For as you so...
But Ash is a...
Perhaps. The last owl I... Mickleback would it lie, if aught...
Right.
You are... Go then.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There it is.
For House Rossfield. is the Heartstone?
I expect...
Thank the Griffin.
And the Heartstone.
Yes. Thank you for...
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task, but this was more than just a message. It was a promise.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the... even if the armbands were incomplete. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of the deep love he had for both of you. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. I tried to walk. When word of the fire reached Rosalith,
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking, and so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria,
as do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning. I remain your faithful servant, my lord.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to find...
It is.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, let him see that you have received his...
I suppose. What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recovered it from... I prithee claim it. And I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands.
Thank you, sir. Come on, Clive. Bond. Do You really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemy? Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait. Many thanks.
Do you see that too?
There are many variations of the Semekian legend, but almost all agree that man was punished for presuming to set...
What keeps us in the air?
What is it? Oh, please. Just make it stop.
I'm scared.
No,
Nothing good's gonna come of this, I'm telling you.
Just looking at it's enough to send a shiver down my spine.
Ready, girl?
Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal.
This won't take long.
You're right. Finish him.
A little longer than I... Field Marshal are either...
No! Fucking traitors. But I hadn't thought the corruption had... It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle... My lord, Mark, or a Sid...
Call me what you want. It doesn't change. All the urgency of the message.
Before I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from... But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not all... I know, for so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. But in order to take it, we must stand together.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. You are no... I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start. Next, I'll make contact with my counterpart.
Thank you.
But they...
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. We will need an envoy.
I'm flattered, and I have other problems to attend. What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
Is that so? And...
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the...
I shall.
My lord Mark, your lord uncle Bat...
And I will see that very... An envoy. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. Someone like Quentin. Ready, girl?
Yeah!
I can walk from here.
I'd have followed Quentin to that manor if I could have done.
Quentin's gonna build us new Lost Wing, and I'm gonna help.
Quentin.
Do you know? Something to... Go on, then. You'd have me convince the chiefs and do the one thing that has proved...
I know it's a lot to...
And you'd have me give up the people of You'll have to...
I'm sorry.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. As they want you to speak for those who can't... If it's the vineyard, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the...
It's not...
Then what is it?
You know...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? Who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might...
So you'll join... Field Marshal Havel. I can arrange for...
That... I hear that...
My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape. Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
Who'd you think?
I'm nervous.
Well met, Sid. This is
yours. Please, just...
Oh, of course. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me.
To become a scout, yes.
I am. But I swore I'd face him.
Who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me. No magic, no support. It taught me what one man... And I've been training ever...
You clearly have good intentions.
So...
You haven't even started yet. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout. Eat and bring it here.
And bring it here?
No. Sneaking into it, you'll need to assess this all without being discovered and...
Ember. Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything.
Know my limit. I won't let you...
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me. Ready, girl? These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not. Damn it.
Ember, draw your sword! I can't! Then run!
If you want him... Nice try. Odin! Ember, are you... gone?
A fortress? And who'll pay for that?
Who do you think?
Where is it?
He must have fled. He was just standing there. He was nowhere to be seen.
I knew the
right. I believe this is the logbook you tasked.
Eh? Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was...
What? To bring the thing back without getting...
He has you then, Nazaire.
But Sid...
He did what he thought was best.
Of course. Don't you...
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets if we don't...
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Your town needs you.
Do you have a moment, Clyde?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. The town was left all but unguarded, and though my dear boys have been... So I was wondering if...
Of course.
Thank you, Clyde. Philippe told me he had...
Where can I find the mistress?
Here, my lady. To whom do...
My name is Sabi, and it is my displeasure to be... I wish to speak...
Very well. I trust you...
Absolutely.
Please.
As you know, my father is a most indeed for continuing to argue. Yet I fear he must be made.
And who?
I would. Were you to join us.
Does that not...
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people... My father would have it that citizens exist, but he is wrong. Scornful, but he cannot be... We must...
Fight him. Respectfully, my lady. While I understand your frustrations, I...
False hope. But I see that your mind is made up. If you will I bid you...
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. Which may be enough to seal the fate of this This is all about her and her father.
Family.
I'm sorry. But perhaps it's better that you heard them...
Right away.
It's just a bit...
He'd have our coin. Our stock enough.
So you are content to abandon... Please. If you were a true...
That's or trying to, at least.
Even when out... Fine. Thank you so much for your...
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing...
Right.
You know...
I'm on my...
Thank you. I'll look into...
reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town. Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive! Are you alright?
I am. I dispatched.
Well, that's something. What were they doing south of town? They all came. We might be able to fend off an attack.
Do you have eyes?
Something. You?
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been stirring up ill.
What? I'll do what I can. Be careful.
Don't worry, I'm not like...
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Brandit.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Griega.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
Oh, fuck. No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds, Philippe. Can I leave the south in your...
Of course. What about you?
I'll make my way... I fought a few of these things.
All right.
Thank you.
You can...
Till then.
When the fighting begins, we can take refuge.
I want steel in the hands of every man.
If any get by, you can trust we'll be here to...
There are so many of them.
Not for long.
Is it over?
No. It's only just begun. slow. That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
Clive.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men...
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives.
Glad to hear.
Well, I thank you.
You were wrong, and I was wrong. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of empire, that without a strong they would drift apart. But you, not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier...
As did His Radiance said it himself. I forgot that.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt.
Do not blame. I should have listened to you.
Your Eminence. But I believe the same could be said. We all want safety, secure, and we may yet... Will you join?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. And today there are more than ever.
Madam Isabel, in these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who...
You're right.
Forgive me for saying so, milady. The dame said it herself. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you.
Well said.
Well, since I should see if Isabel needs any...
Can we get you anything?
There's no need to worry any longer.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
How goes the I'll be happy to... Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must.
Tell me, but I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time.
Very well. I was Carla then. So sought after was I that it was alas. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard. After they discovered us together, and so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee until we found out. It was the Vale that took us in, that fed us, those that could be healed at least.
He passed away.
He did, but at least we were able to share a few. It was the greatest gift, but the generosity of this town. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief, though I was still a stranger to them. And so I swore that I would return the kind, that I would repay my debt.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot. Never stop fighting, Clive, and I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of all united in defense of this town. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always.
You should have...
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back.
Yes. Welcome back. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with... But from what I hear, things didn't go...
No, they most certainly did not. Ember lost it, but he didn't lose heart.
Indeed, the fact remains, however, all I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was, after all...
With a bit of art, but a scout's nut and my sniff wouldn't do.
Fine.
I'll do. I'll show you.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like... And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. About time the curse breakers took some of the...
Couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav. Next thing you know...
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things really do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
No.
Is that right? Might be time to take a step back. And if it weren't for... I'll be here if you need me.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back, so... All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Back again? Well,
I am.
naturally. I shall... Harpocrates knows whether what he has to say may... Allow me to educate you. Here's the latest information I have. Here you are. The state of the realm is ever-changing. Life. There's something about it.
Uncle, the Field Marshal has... Rutherford is accompanying him back. They will await.
One up.
Lord Havel was concerned. He asked if...
One.
Master Quint...
Another out. Just the thing we need. Good thinking.
I'm glad you...
The more than...
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quentin can, you still haven't mentioned...
Oh, don't... The seven... They have all agreed to make... Oh, of course, it did take it. But luckily...
From who?
Why, you, my boy.
It was more of a ham.
Well, she had a shipload of talents delivered to my private... And when the other houses saw the parsimony... Now, join us there.
Of course.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with Akashic?
You find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them head... That is...
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
My soldiers actually... They'll be dead.
If perhaps I might suggest, although supply routes are indeed, allow them to make port and fill their better. But I'm two such Rutherford spoke.
Us? I can't... Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you...
And what kind of company were you expecting?
Criminal? How? You are not fit to breathe the same air as...
Upstanding!
Once more.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new... We wish simply, and to do that, we must convince those in power. There will be disagreements, yes. And I am at... If we show them the path, the fate of the world lies in my nephew's, but the well-being of her people lies in ours.
Uncle Byron.
Now, with that settled, for what great moment in history hasn't been a... Citizens of Valisthea! Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. I
will.
What do you think that thing is?
You alright?
Something troubling.
It's just...
I'm sure she...
back in the north. Yeah, I'll let them...
So?
The problem...
Is there any... All right, then.
A good luck charm.
Not just a...
No. There's nothing is. They're hard to come by.
Only the...
That or the bird.
Well, there's no sure. I think I might make that my first...
You're a good...
If Joshua's worried about Jim,